second method is called a comparison audit. And the way it works is to look at whether the voting system made errors in its interpretation of individual ballots. It involves comparing a human interpretation of ballot to the voting system's interpretation of the same ballot. Now, that requires the voting system to tell you how it interpreted each piece of paper. Or if it can't do that, if it can only tell you that this stack of ballots contains this many votes for this candidate, this many votes for that candidate, then the comparison needs to be done at the level of the batch, and it involves more hand counting. You have to count, you would have to recount the batch by hand and say, yes, you know, the voting system said there were 10 votes for this person, I confirm 10 for this person, you know, 25 for that person, I confirm 25 for that person. Or there's a discrepancy when we count it by hand, I find one more vote for this candidate than the voting system says, etc. It's much more efficient if the voting system can report what's happening at the level of an individual ballot, and I don't recall right now whether Pima system is planning to be able to do that. Can somebody remind me?
Yeah, Dr. Stark, this is Ken Carbullido. I am a representative of the manufacturer of the voting systems here. And this system does have digital images. It does show the interpretation for every ballot. And it also has an imprinter that uniquely serializes every ballot as it physically goes through the scanner. So
that's wonderful. That's the best of all possible worlds, because you have a unique identifier on each ballot that's tied to the cast vote record for each ballot. So you can, you can, the system, so the way the audit would proceed with this system is you'd ask the system to export a list of ballot identifiers and cast vote records corresponding to those serialized, the serial numbers. So it's now said, I claim that you know, ballot number 1 is a vote for this candidate, ballot number 2 is for this candidate, etc. You then, outside the voting system, add together the votes to see whether you agree about the totals. So you're saying, if I believe your data, do I believe your arithmetic? So trusting the data, is the math right? Did you add them up right? And then I want to spot check that what you added up is the right thing to add up. So that involves pulling an individual ballot, looking at it by hand, and comparing a human interpretation of the ballot to the cast vote records that the voting system exported for that ballot. Just to give you an idea, okay, so let me talk about risk limits for a second, just to explain what that is. So, in a risk limiting audit, the risk that is getting limited is the risk of certifying an outcome that is actually wrong. So what the audit does is it says, suppose that the outcome is in fact wrong, and is wrong in the way that is hardest to detect. I want to have a 99% chance that I will correct the outcome. If I do that, then there's a 1% risk limit. There's at most a 1% chance that a wrong outcome would not be corrected. If the outcome is right in the first place, it's going to be right when the audit is over. If it's wrong in the first place, there is at most a 1% chance that it'll still be wrong by the time the audit is over. That's what a 1% risk limit means.